Hey witches, it's Willow Moonlight, and today I am going to show you how to make my perfect oat cakes. This is a recipe that comes directly from my book of shadows, and I like it to use it as an offering at my altar, or even just for snacking on. Definitely for snacking on. Definitely. So for this recipe, you are going to need 1.5 cups of oats. You're going to need 1 cup of flour, maybe a little bit more for the rolling out of the oat cakes. 1/2 cup of sugar, and a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of shortening, and you want this to have been in the fridge for a while. My goodness, I can't even talk today. And 1/4 cup of almond milk. So the first thing that you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is get your oats. So that is 1.5 cups of oats. I just had to open up a new bag of oats. Then the next step is 1 cup of flour, which I'm also getting low on. There we go, just approximately. I'm never really precise with anything that I do. Next, you're going to need 1/2 cup of sugar. Then 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. There we go. I have a very large box of baking soda because I use it for so many different things. And salt. I'm just gonna shake some in there, about 1/4 teaspoon, but that's really up to you. Now, the next part is you want to take your spoon. I'm going to use this one, and we're just going to mix our dry ingredients. Now, there is a chant that I like to do when I am mixing my ingredients, particularly for the oat cakes. However, I'm very shy and I'm not going to chant. So I'm going to shut off the camera for that, and I will meet you back in just a second. All right, chanting is done and it is mixed. Now you want to take 1/2 cup of shortening. This is kind of my interpretation of that. And just cut little pieces in here. Okay, so it's all cut up and thrown into our mixture. Now you want to take your hands and you just want to really get in there and mix. You really want to combine those ingredients. At this stage, I would start chanting again. However, while I mix, I would like to talk to you a lot about why I'm making this, for posting this recipe. And it's because about a year ago, well, last year I should say, was a very transformative year of my life. And last year at around this time was when I discovered that I had passed a very important exam, and it really unlocked my future for me. It really gave me the ability to manifest everything that I was trying to manifest before. So for that, I am very grateful, and I hope to make a few other videos on spells and magic in general that have helped me succeed and do things that I thought that I really just could not do, or things that just had so many risks associated with them that it seemed easier to just continue the path that I was on. So I want to show you this recipe, share with you these lovely oat cakes, because they have fire energy to them, and I was able to accomplish a lot. I was able to transform my life because, as you know, fire is a very transformative element. So now I'm just going to wash my hands off and add the last ingredient. And the last ingredient is 1/4 cup of milk. I am using cashew milk today. And then you just want to, again, start mixing it up. Really put a lot of energy into these. And there we are. We have our dough for our oat cake, and we just have to roll this out. All right, so now I have my flour out on the counter, and here is my dough. It turned out to be a little bit more wet than what I wanted it to be, so we're just gonna shake a little flour on there. So I accidentally dumped a whole bunch of flour right onto the oat cakes, but that's okay. They're still going to turn out to be really, really good. So over here, I have a pan lined with parchment paper, and I have my dough rolled out. So now you just want to take a cookie cutter, or a cup here, and just start punching out your little oat cakes. And then just keep repeating this process. So they're all ready to go into the oven. And the oat cakes are done. These ones in the back here are a little bit crispy, but that's okay. And I'm just waiting for my tea to steep. It's my current favorite, the jasmine green tea. It's really good. All right, and here they are. It's my tea. And for the afternoon, I'm going to try out my new pendulum. I had bought one recently, but I just didn't connect with it. So I'm going to give this one a try. I had it in some salt here for more than 24 hours. So I'm going to give that a try. So yes, oat cakes.